Alright guys, this is Mirage, I'm Nathan.
I'm Jacob, today is going to be Intel.
So, what do you know about Intel, Jacob?
I know that they're under i9, or i8, i7.
What do you mean by that?
Like their processor is...
No, they're a consumer processor,
Yeah.
You know what they are? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, recently, I know you're not that big of a computer freak like I am, but like recently, Intel has problems with their recent chips oxidizing. You know what oxidizing is, Jacob?
No, I do not.
Well, I actually don't know what oxidizing means. I'm pretty sure it's like when oxygen gets into the metal and it corrodes and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it's corrosive.
Yeah.
Basically just chemistry. And
I forgot all that shit.
Yeah, but I feel like Intel has enough, billions of dollars?
Nope.
Just millions? Just multi-millions?
I mean, they have billions, but their billions aren't like big billions, they're small billions.
Well, still billions.
That's not a lot.
I mean, it's not real billions. It's like their net.
What, they have like 7 billion on hand? That's not a lot.
Yeah, but they still have billions. Like, okay, fine.
Here. I'll put it differently, right? No, they have billions, but like, they take like what? It takes $20 billion to make $22 billion. Do you see like the difference?
I get that, yeah, but at the same time, like
their profit margins are 10%. So it's not that great of a business.
So they make. How do they spend that much money to make? So they spend $20 billion.
This is a hypothetical. It's not exactly what Intel is, but like the numbers are equivalent enough.
How much does it cost them to make a processor? Because I'm pretty sure it's
singular processor probably costs like maybe like 100 to 200 to make, and then you have to like win the silicon lottery when you're making the chip. But what's it called? The thing that is like 100% for sure is R&D will cost a shit ton, which is to be expected. But that's like another thing.
Yeah.
And then also making the facilities, because I'm pretty sure this generation is going to move to Taiwan, but every generation before they've been using their own facilities to make these chips. Which means they also have to spend money to make said chips, so
they spend a good amount of money. So it's not the creating part; it's just the whole actually building. Well, not build. It's not the building part; it's the creating part. What you're saying, like the.
Well, I mean, their end product is the chip. So
yeah.
that's all we have to really give a shit about, because that's what we get, the end product, right? In our laptops or in our
but at the same time,
PCs and stuff like that.
Have their past chips occurred, or is it just these recent ones?
Just these recent ones. It looks like it's the entire generation of 13 to 14 gen, and varying degree laptop processors.
So it's probably just like they're just rushing through it then. How many?
I mean, well, let's see. I don't really know how chips get made to an extent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let's say, what's it called? When they they use the computer, or not computers. You know, they do chip manufacturing. It's like the 3D process. It's like a fucking robot. It's not like a human making those 2 nanometer things.
Yeah, because you need precision.
Yeah. So let's say those, right? Let's just say the metal they're using isn't necessarily pure enough. Or if the environment that they're in isn't necessarily clean enough.
So it's cost cutting, is what you're saying. Is that?
Yeah.
That's the problem. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Stuff like that, and then the end result is your $700 chip now becomes a paperweight because it doesn't fucking turn on.
I mean, it's not even paperweight. It's not even. It doesn't even weigh that much.
Exactly. So I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, that's how a few $billion company out here screwing up so massively.
I mean, yeah, it's a huge. It's one of the bigger companies. When you see.
I mean, there's chips. There's only 4 main guys, and one of them guys are even recent. Qualcomm with ARM for Windows, Apple Silicon for M series processors, and then it's Intel and AMD for x86 stuff on PCs. Right? That's what AMD.
Oh,
yeah, Intel and AMD for x86 on laptops and PCs.
Yeah, but when you look at a laptop, the Intel little sticker on that laptop is what you recognize, right? The little Intel.
Well, I mean, yeah, I would say that Intel is definitely more recognizable to the consumer.
Yeah.
Even though, in my opinion, AMD is arguably better. Yeah.
AMD is probably better. That's probably what big.
I mean, this is the thing though: is AMD is smaller in recognition, and Intel's bigger in recognition. So Intel will look like they're the better guy. That's probably the same reason why Qualcomm isn't doing that great with ARM on Windows, is because no one knows that sticker. But the reason why people are buying Qualcomm is because that battery life is fucking crazy. That's the only difference.
I feel like now that all those YouTube videos gone out, how many?
Here's the thing though. I don't think people is buying a laptop for school. It's like people go watch YouTube video. They're just gonna watch that one YouTube video like, hey, this is a good laptop for school, and they just go and buy it. That one YouTuber, oh, he has like a few million subscribers. I can trust him.
Yeah, but like if you still have to have like a little online presence to even like wouldn't you at least find out because it's been on everywhere, like all social media, hasn't it?
No, it's not that
really.
big. I mean, this is more of a PC space thing. It's not like, Marvel or like something massive or like sports or something. That sees more people than, what chip is in the laptop you just bought or.
So we should make sports teams for chips, so then people find out, right?
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going.
Okay.
Thank you for saying that.
We have
stuff like that. I mean, just like small things. I mean, you don't really care enough. I'm almost gonna say like if you go into a Best Buy and you're trying to buy a laptop, you might see more blue than you would see like the orange.
Actually, I did go to Best Buy and they're almost all of them are Intel.
Exactly.
It was crazy.
Which sucks because AMD has more efficient processors for laptops, which is what you want.
We were looking for Ryzen. We could not find Ryzen. We have to actually buy from the actual like website.
Yeah, and get like shipped or something.
Yeah, like to have it.
Yeah, and that's the problem because you can't really test it if it's not there. So, I guess Intel maybe just paying for the space too. Like,
Intel definitely is paying for it. That's probably part of their like.
The marketing the budget. Yeah. Just make sure every laptop in a Best Buy or Costco has a Intel processor inside. Stuff like that. Sucks when bad people get shit ton of money and they don't give a crap about the end consumer. Because I mean, hey, let's say they didn't know that their chips are oxidizing and that their microcode was shit and that they're giving them too much power and these chips are frying. Let's say they didn't know. But when they start getting enough consumer, there's reporting complaints, you should at the very least just RMA any of the ones that are telling you this. I can't believe they're going to go around saying, no, it's the motherboard's fault. No, it's actually too much power on the motherboard, or the motherboard has a bad BIOS, or now it's our microcode has a problem. Oh, we're fixing it. Oh, look, now your chips are permanently destroyed because they're oxidized. And now what? So, I mean,
it's you should at least make sure your chips are not oxidized, because then you can at least fix the actual problem.
Here, I'm gonna say this because we don't necessarily know entirely how those chips get oxidized, but I have an 8700 because I bought a pre-built, right? I wanted to build my own for the sake of just putting that out there, but I have an 8700. Obviously it doesn't have an oxidization, and I got this PC maybe 7 years ago, still running strong. 1080 upgrades to 3070, it's perfect, right? But so I mean, they at least know how not to get the chip oxidized.
How not to have that.
And they've been doing it all the way till the 12th gen. You haven't heard oxidizing issues, but now these 13 to 14 gens, you are hearing oxidizing issues. Also, these are the chips that go 300 watts per the entire a core can get 300 watts into it, which is insane because I'm pretty sure this one doesn't go over 100. And AMD's most recent 9 series processor doesn't go past 120. So sending 300 watts, that small piece of metal, is insane. But I mean, that's how Intel has wanted to be. And the thing is, the performance between AMD and Intel is a lot closer than you think, especially with how little power AMD is taking compared to Intel's 300 something watts.
Yeah, I feel I don't know. They're just trying to.
Here. Let's.
It might be.
Let's ask you right now. You being not computer nerd, right? Let's say Intel. You just hear things right now. You're trying to buy a new laptop or new PC, right?
Yeah.
You hear that these chips are oxidizing. How do you feel?
Well, honestly, yeah, I'd probably blame Intel at first. But if I was going deep into it, I'd probably also look at the newer computers and see if they.
All right, let's just say you're in Best Buy right now or Costco, right? Let's just say Costco. Because Costco is wholesale prices and shit, right? You're in Costco right now. You see a game PC from whatever fucking brand. And it's just right there. It says Intel on it, right? And you search up, hey, is Intel good? Is this graphics card good? Is this enough RAM stuff, right? And you see the oxidation issues, or you see that these chips are burning. What would you think?
Probably wouldn't buy it then.
Wouldn't buy it?
Yeah, because my own PC that I have actually has a Ryzen.
It has a Ryzen. Yeah, I know that.
So
So technically, you won the lottery.
Yeah, because actually I feel like Ryzen in itself with the PC
have you had any problems
cheaper.
with AMD?
No,
I know you don't have a GPU. You're not really a game PC, right? But
it's not really gaming.
Just regular workstation, watching YouTube, Netflix, box.
Honestly,
how has it been?
Been perfect.
Exactly.
No problems whatsoever. But I feel Ryzen makes it cheaper. I feel if you have an Intel.
AMD, everything is cheaper because Intel, they charge more on the chip itself, and the motherboard will cost more. because their socket is like at least double. Because I've seen, because I want to build a new PC, because that's what every motherfucker's dream is when you're into this type of shit. Is AMD's motherboards are like always under 350 for their AM5 boards, but then Intel's like
Over
low, like newest socket. I think it's been the same socket for like 4 generations, but that socket has been like 500 for. I've seen some Asus boards go for like 700. So,
do you feel? Well, do you think that Nvidia will be able to like get to like a better level, or do you think that they'll
a better level? They are the best level.
I mean for processors and getting into processors. Do you think they'll be able?
Well,
to
if Nvidia does get into x86 processors, that would help overall. Because, well, first of all, they don't have anything in the x86 field except for graphics cards and like server cards and stuff like that. But it's not x86 specifically. What's it called? It would help the market, the competition. Like, you know how like if Nintendo and Sony are batting at it, that means consoles will get better.
Yeah, okay.
Well, someone's platform will be cheaper, someone's games will be better.
So what you're saying is that it will cause competition, which will stoke like the development of each of their products to see which one's better. It
will make everyone better and make everyone like what's the best version of it, right? Well, like let's say Intel gets like shitted out. I mean. And it's just AMD being the only x86, Qualcomm being ARM, and then Apple being Apple and Apple Land. So
if there's one sole like proprietor of whatever they have, it's gonna be very bad because they can just put whatever price we have to pay. Or like.
Well, I think with AMD they wouldn't do that because.
Well, you don't.
I mean, I obviously don't know. I obviously don't know. They're a company, right? But I feel like AMD has like its image around it, which if they're not like seriously just trying to kill. It would significantly hurt them to do that. Because you can see like their graphics cards will never be as expensive as NVIDIA graphics cards, but pretty equal performance minus ray tracing. So
yeah, but that's because they have a competitor. If they have a monopoly, like, do you really think they won't put? I
don't think so, because I mean, necessarily it won't be a monopoly. Because I mean, hey, look, oh shit, it's $6,000 to go build my AMD PC, but my MacBook is. 3,000, which it will never be like that.
What you're saying is like.
I mean, they still have competition. It's just not necessarily.
The thing is that they are the only one with the Windows OS because Mac is just Mac OS.
I mean, Mac you can probably
you
can run Linux and stuff on virtual machines.
You can download it, but it's a big download.
AMD until you can run Linux. Windows is an entirely different thing. I mean, it's hardware and software are two separate things. It's whatever you run on software, hardware is different.
Well, I feel like. We talked about like the basics here.
Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say basics. I'm a little bit more knowledgeable, but end of the day, what would you think? Intel, you have the opportunity to go to Micro Center, buy an Intel motherboard, Intel processor, and some RAM for $400, or same. Let's just say in terms of raw power they're equal. It's Intel board and it's hypothetical AMD board, and AMD, $550. This is not how it works, by the way, because AMD would definitely be cheaper. But $550 for AMD motherboard, processor, and RAM. What would you get?
I feel like Intel's going to be lasting way less than AMD, so I'd probably go with something more long-lasting for just $150. I feel like that's worth it. Yeah.
All right, that was Mirage. I'm Nathan.
I'm Jacob. We'll see you.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Have a good rest of your day, guys.